Have you read anything by Philip Fracassi? Because if you haven't yet, I feel like I need to spread the good word of Philip Fracassi. A Child Alone with Strangers is absolutely awesome. It's a chunk of a book. I think there was just under 600 pages. It's a horror story. It's about this boy named Henry, and Henry has special abilities. Kind of like of the Sixth Sense type of abilities, where he can kind of like catch people's thoughts and get a vibe on what they're feeling. He kind of has ways of communicating without speaking per se. And so what happens is, unfortunately, he ends up getting kidnapped and is held for ransom by these really horrible people, and they take him to this old decrepit farmhouse that's way out in the woods, and there's nothing around for miles. It's creepy. It's an old forest. This place that they're staying in and holding him in is kind of like crumbly and falling apart. These people think it's going to be an easy job, you know, hold the kid, do their ransom thing, get the money. But little do they know what awaits them in the forest. Something old, something ancient, something primitive. And it doesn't want them there. And Henry, with his abilities, picks up on this thing and can like hear it and somehow tap into it. Fracassi weaves a story in a manner that is just so pulling you in, as he's like braiding you into the story with the layers of characters and the layer of setting, the emotional quality of what's happening with the boy and then his family that's lost him, and the detectives that are looking for him, and then these horrible people and like some of their backstory and how they became the POSs that they are today that brought them to kidnapping this kid. And this creature that does not want them there slowly but surely makes their presence announced. It's such a creepy, weird, fantastical, supernatural, disturbing, gross, like there's so many adjectives. I feel like I could just keep spiraling here. It was another keeps me up till 4 a.m. reading. Like, I couldn't stop reading it. And as big as that book was, I think I read it in 3 days. Usually something that size would take me a lot longer, but it was so good that I just wanted to know what was happening next. What's happening to Henry? Like, what's all these people? How do they not have a friggin' conscience of what they're doing? Do some of them? Phenomenally written. I've only read one other Fracassi book, which was Gothic, and that was also awesome. I loved it. I plan to read more of his books as well. This one was just, it blew me out of the water. It was such a great journey into this effed up wilderness with the ancient entity from the forest and what it was and what happens. And there's something underneath the farmhouse that these people just don't know about. And it's coming for them. And it comes in interesting ways that I was not expecting. So that's all I'll say about that. Awesome characters, awesome story. And like I said, if you have not read Philip Fracassi before, do it. Just another voice in horror that I've been really enjoying lately. Like, I've been discovering so many great authors, and a lot of it's because of Booktube. Philip Fracassi, I heard him from the Jeff Word, who's a booktuber that loves Philip Fracassi and has been spreading the good word of Philip Fracassi across the interwebs or across YouTube. If you like horror, definitely check out one of his books. He has several. Child Alone with Strangers was absolutely awesome. If you are a fan of horror books, the next video coming up will be another horror book, so stick around, check it out. And if you had fun hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.